Kate Bitt and Tusker Into the Heart of Darkness radio edit.
Indeed.
Hi, Boz. Again.
I'm Boss.
Yes, you are, Boz.
Here we are. Hang on a moment.
Fascinating facts.
Cows produce more methane than cars.
That was fascinating indeed.
Yeah. Defectro just said it on IRC, so I thought I'd just make it a fascinating fact.
Very nice and very theatrical it was. Yeah, whip him. Don't let him take the show. Oh yeah, I know. You know what? I guess we might have some listeners' questions here because I have questions from so many sources.
Okay.
People, if you post questions, please just keep in mind that if you post it to the channel, I might forget about it. So please send me a private message or request or whatever. I'm gonna notice there those questions or send them directly to Boz. It cannot hurt. He's on IRC as well. Yeah, Spawatch. Hey Ziona, yet another question to our venerable guest. First I read vulnerable.
Well, at least it wasn't venereal guest, I guess.
Venerable. Dear Boz, what was the first car you have ever owned?
Well, the first car was a Vauxhall Nova, actually over here in Europe, a Opel Nova. It was only 1 litre. It was white. It was small. It was shitty, but it was my first car, and I was very proud of it.
Nice.
My last car, before I moved to Sweden, my last car was a little bit better. It was a Mitsubishi FTO GTX. It was a little sports car, and I called her Mitzi.
Oh, me.
And she was so good. Oh, I wish I hadn't have sold her. Never mind. Anyway.
Okay. Okay, another question. What is the most annoying Sid remix you have ever heard? Posted by Lala.
Demons of Topaz. Demons of Topaz. It's a terrible piece of music, and it was also the tune that we voted as the worst Sid ever. It's un momento, por favor. Demons of Topaz. There it is. It's awful.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
So, yes.
So this was the most annoying Sid, but
Yeah.
the most annoying remix.
The most annoying remix has just come out, actually, because I have been trying to convince Ryan to do a remix of Zeta 7, originally by David Dunn, because I can hear that it will be a great orchestral tune. So maybe I ought to try and convince Slagon. But someone, Seaweed, has just released it on the 18th of September. And it's got a it's got a grey sick face, and for good reason, because it's awful. So that's my new annoying remix, Zeta 7 by Seaweed. Sorry, Seaweed, if you're listening, but it's awful.
Okay. Yeah, but I always add to this that everyone starts somewhere and no one was born a remixer. And we're gonna prove this next week, by the way, because a special show is upcoming at next Tuesday, which I'm gonna co-host with Slagon, and it's gonna be a contrast remix show, playing the first and last remixes of well-known remixers ever.
Ah.
So everyone starts somewhere.
Oh,
It's just
yeah.
important to mention.
Yeah. I mean, my first remixes now, the ones on RKO, I mean, some of them have really not aged well. They sound very shit, actually.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Shargo has a question.
Okay.
How many remixes does he have laying around that haven't been played publicly?
Let me have a look. I have ones that are finished, kind of. 1, 2. Well, 3. Let's say 3. I've got 3 that have never been released because of several reasons. One of them, I lost the source code because I hadn't finished it when I moved to Sweden, and my PC got a big, I don't know where it happened, but it got a big knock, and I lost a lot of data off the hard drive. So I have a kind of an MP3 that I'd made before it had finished. One where I just never got round to, what's it called? You know, when the timing of your some of your notes is off, you can use this routine that
okay.
Puts them on time. Someone, Slagon, you're on. I see you can say what it is. It's a function that you'll get in all of these programs that you, if your timing is a little bit out on your piano, then you can use this routine to kind of put them to the nearest 16th or 32nd note. Or anyway, I didn't do that with this particular tune.
But you don't mean humanize or something?
The opposite of humanize.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then quantization. There you go. Thank you. And then there's one was just a silly tune, and it's not very long at all. It's called Booby Mule.
Okay. And it's unreleased.
It's unreleased, yeah.
And it will remain unreleased, or?
Yeah, because it's too silly. It's basically. It's the mule tune, which is doody 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 doo, but instead of doody, I say booby. So there's
okay, that works as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. Another question from Lala. What is your most memorable experience from the Sunday service shows?
Oh, that's a good question, Lala. I think. I mean, they're all amazing when he does his stuff, but my favourite studio tune that Rainer's done was Ye Are Kung Fu 2, and then when he did a live version in the church, that was just, I mean, the hairs were raising on the back of my neck and everything. So I think it was when he did this really nice bombastic version. Well, it starts off really nice and gentle, and it's just piano, but then he adds stuff to it, and then he finishes with his church organ because, you know, he lives in a church, and it becomes this big bombastic version of Ye Are Kung Fu 2. So I think that would be my favorite moment for a long time. Yeah.
Okay. And I would like to have an additional question here.
Yeah.
I prefer to hear a memorable experience from an ADSL show.
Oh, okay. What would that be? I think I don't think I could put it down to one moment. I think every show that we've only done 3, I think it is, so far. But on every show, there's a moment where we all join in. So Orion's doing his stuff, and then Slagon's picked up an instrument from somewhere, or maybe some percussion or something. I've got my cowbells, and Marcel is on the piano, and he joins in on there. Or he joins in on the drums as well, and we all just jam together, and I just love doing that. So whenever we do a jamming session on ADSL, that's our peak, and then we usually get too drunk to join in.
Awesome. Okay. And at which BitLive event were you the most drunk? Still, Lala asks.
Speaking of being drunk, yes, I would think it was the second BitLive, which was in Gossips, a club in London. It's like this underground club, very warm, and Pete Connolly was doing the DJing, and Pete Connolly has done music for Bit 2. And he also does commercial music for computer games. and he was doing the DJing, and he and I were drinking a lot, and then he said, "Oh, fucking hell, I forgot something." I said, "What?" He said, "I'm supposed to be DJ." So I said, "Don't worry, I'll help you." So I picked him up and helped him to the DJ panel. He said, "Now what do I do?" I don't fucking. I press the play button. There's probably some music you've done. And then he said, "Oh yeah, I remember. I've made a setup ready, so I just have to press the play button." So we were very, very drunk, and it was very amusing indeed.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. And yeah, another question, which was also my question. I forgot about it, but LP Chip asked the same. How did the boss got to meet perhaps a doobie?
Oh, well, yeah, perhaps a doobie had listened to a German a cappella group called Maybe Bop, and they just do original music usually, and they're just a cappella, and that's all they do. But they released a few tunes that were actually Commodore 64 remixes. They're a German group, and they just released these as MP3s on some site, and I heard them and thought they're pretty good. And then this guy, an alter ego, came along and said maybe I could do a cappella, but in the end, no, not proper a cappella, but sample my voice, and then use it to make a tune-up. And he thought, what is a name that's similar to Maybe Bop? And that's where perhaps a doobie came along, because maybe perhaps and bop a doobie.
Absolutely, yeah.
So perhaps a doobie is a pastiche of Maybe Bop, and then the first tune that came out by perhaps a doobie was Arkanoid, the Vocanoid mix.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Name your favorite perhaps a doobie song.
I think it's still Vocanoid.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna play this. After that, we still come back, I guess, once or twice. We're gonna speak till the end of the show, that's for sure.
Okay.
I guess so. So, yeah, Arkanoid, perhaps a doobie. Here it comes.